You said some mini meal?
Yeah, like the slogan actually fits. Like, hungry, grab a Snickers. Like, it's actually satisfying in a moment.
It is. It is. It's very written. Like,
I was about to say it's the thirst quencher, and I'm like, nope, wrong company. And it's hunger. Like,
nah, it's just you eat stuff when you're hungry. Motherfuckers be wilding out, acting all crazy. What was that one? Yeah, the one racist lady. Oh, she was hungry. Bitch, got the line. The fast food line recently. Yeah, the McDonald's.
Man, first of all, talking about she called. What did she say? Like, are you stupid nigger or something like that?
Yeah. I'm just
you dropping hard R's over McDonald's? Over
McDonald's?
Like, is it that serious?
You
Like,
ready for that ass whooping for that hunger?
And you still ate that food. I wouldn't have trusted the food.
Hungry while wait.
No.
Get these hands
I worked at a fast food place in high school, and I would never mess with somebody's food, but like that would be the one time.
Yeah.
Like you're not about to use that word and expect good service from me. Nah.
No. Fuck you.
We had some crazy,
especially in the middle of a pandemic. What'd you say?
No, I said we had some crazy customers. People used to come through acting all crazy, so like they would ask for extra mayo, so they'll send the burger out with like all the mayo dripping off the side.
Ew.
Or they ask for onions and they'll put like a handful of onions on their shit and send it out because they've been a dick. I'm like, duh, yeah. I was like, hey, we got another one.
That's why you never send your food back.
Right, never send your food, but don't talk shit until you get your food.
At least be nice about it. Like, I'm sorry, I actually wanted no onions on this.
Yeah, like you can't be
like you can't just like snap off because
y'all put a whole onion on this motherfucker.
I got onions for you. It's just crazy. I've seen so many movies and shows about shit like that. It's just gross, bro.
Can I just say it's the most 2020-ish shit ever that a tropical depression is hitting Wisconsin today?
Yes. Yep. It falls right in line with everything else.
I thought I was watching, like, when I was watching the news, I was just like, wait, what? Like, what the fuck is this? I was like, come on,
hurricane. Done reached all the way up here.
Godzilla next, B.
I was going to say, like, what's next? What's your guess for what's next in 2020? Like, what would just, like,
I saw an article that kangaroos were loose in Franklin.
Yeah, I saw that shit too. Like, on what? They just out here kicking it.
Hey, listen, I've been
Joe Exotic made the block hot.
Joe Exotic, he on the list. I ain't talking about that. Yeah, Joe done lost his mind.
Parallel universes and shit.
Oh yeah, that was recent.
Hey, I'm a science nerd, so I just be like, oh, we got black holes. Oh, you figured out a way to time travel via the black hole now. Oh, you just putting all this shit out there now, huh? Like all this shit that everybody thought was made up. Nope. It's superhero somewhere around the bit. We ain't found them yet. Right
the pictures are real, motherfucker.
Right. All that other shit. Werewolves, vampires, they coming. Might as well. Shit, that's the way the year goes. It's a fairy tale. The fucked up. What was those? I
was gonna say we already had UFOs. I was gonna say aliens.
Aliens. We said the aliens didn't want to come here. The aliens saw us and took off, man.
Aliens
probably baseline. They was baseline jugging through the sky. They didn't want to stop in America. No.
There was like a gas station in the hood. They're like, I'm good.
We can make it to the next planet. We got
enough gas. It's all right.
Shoot, the way things going, I'm sitting here like, take me with you. Please stop. Make a pit stop real quick.
Good on that. They say, I think something, they talking about they found some woman on Mars. Some woman, it was some weird shit. I was like, that's, nah, right?
Was it a real article?
Sounds like a bell.
I'm not going down that rabbit hole, bro. I was like,
they found a random woman on Mars.
Ever since the UFO confirmations, like I've been more so on like NASA shit. Just kind of looking up the different shit, looking at shit.
But did NASA say that, or did like
there are other articles too? But I know what's the
it was NISA
tabloids and shit. But yeah, it's just a bunch of shit, bro. There's gonna be a bunch of shit going on.
Hey, that's a wild, bro.
He's on NASA.co instead of NASA.co.
That UK and shit.
All right, let's get into the show for this week. Welcome to episode 152 of Technical File, the sports podcast you never knew you needed.
It's your boy, TIMKINZ, the number 3, a.k.a. Ass Ketchum, a.k.a. Mr. Give It To Me. Hey, this week, I missed y'all, man.
I am the Eric J.
Only known as
The Eric J.
And I'm Camille, point guard of the crew, the real life Tifa Lockhart, the girl next door. You know, holding it down for all the women who love sports.
And it's your boy, K. Harris, the gentleman.
The gentleman.
The everyday gentleman.
24/7.
But better known as K. Diddy.
Take that.
Stay at home, Jabro.
Yes. I ain't been at home for shit. I've been in these streets. I'm lying. I've been at home. What all that shit?
So you can follow us on our social medias at Technical File on Instagram and the Twitter. Also, you can find us at www.technicalfile.com. Don't forget to put the K on that motherfucker. You can find us on the Facebook Technical File Podcast. You can also join our Facebook group, Technical File Pod Overtime, where you can join in with the listeners, fans, and the fam.
And like I say every week, man, if you guys enjoy being part of this amazing Technical File fam, share with everybody you know. Your mama, your daddy, your uncle, your brother, everybody. We don't grow without y'all. So whatever you're doing right now, share it. Let everybody know about Tech File.
Put someone on.
Go.
Oh, I thought there was going to be a Tech File challenge.
I can think of one. You got one for this week?
I mean, you can do the generic one. They can just screenshot the show and say they check in there. Let us know how y'all doing.
Yeah.
Real simple.
I don't know. I don't have a snappy name for it, but yeah, do that. Wherever you find podcasts, you can find us. That includes Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud,
yep,
Spotify,
Indeed.
Stitcher.
I'm trying here. Leave me alone.
iHeartRadio.
Boo boo.
I was gonna say, did y'all flatline? Like, what the hell?
Hey, listen. What's going on now?
I'm still laughing. I thought one of them was boom boom, but no one boom boom. So I had to come back and I didn't even hear you. I didn't even hear you boom boom.
I ain't hear boom boom.
Give it over the giggles.
My bad.
Himalaya.
Like a
player.
Wooshka. And wherever you're listening to this episode right now, while there, make sure that you like, subscribe, rate 5 stars or better, and review. It helps us and we appreciate it.
For sure. Shout out to everybody who ordered a t-shirt. If you have not yet received your t-shirt, as Ken is proudly displaying in our Zoom call,
that nobody can see.
We
see it though. I feel you. So if you haven't gotten your t-shirt yet, it's on the way. You should be hearing from Eric soon. So
yes,
yeah, they came out really well. Kudos on this one.
Yeah, definitely dope.
Yeah, they dope.
Said some
top.
Never mind.
Yeah, I let it roll. Nope. Top listening cities. We're gonna go for the last 2 weeks.
One thing I will say though is that like looking at the address, because I have to ship them out. So like looking at the addresses of people that order, like now I see like the correlation between like, oh, that's who's listening from Bristol, Texas.
That's tight.
Right.
Eric got insider information now. But shout out to the top listening cities from the last 2 weeks. I don't know what was happening, but Ohio took the top 2 spots. Columbus at 1 and Junction City at 2. So shout out to Ohio.
Shout out Ohio. I'll see y'all.
Coming in and swooping all the Wisconsin top ranks. It's interesting. Number 3
It's
was
the first
Milwaukee,
time it's been somewhere that's not in Wisconsin, right?
I believe so. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, number 3. I don't know what Ohio was on, but all the Wisconsin 8. Milwaukee, the only Wisconsin city in the listing. But as I said that, I was like, it is some stuff going on right now. I can understand why y'all might not be tuning in. We got Milwaukee at 3, Frisco, Texas at 4, Fresno, Texas at 5, Charlotte at 6, North Carolina. Number 7, Douglasville, Georgia.
Douglasville.
Oh.
Georgia.
Number 8, we got Mountain View, California.
Mountain View, stay showing love.
Mm-hmm. Number 9, we got Barrington, Illinois.
Okay.
All right, Barrington.
And then number 10, we got Minneapolis, Minnesota.
You go to Minnesota. Man.
International listeners include the United Kingdom, Thailand, Israel, Spain, and Ireland. So shout out to the international listeners.
So welcome.
And let's get into doing what we do. Let's talk about what's been happening. So there is no Tech File Cinema this week. Did y'all want to just repost what we had said in our last episode for the next episode, or what y'all want to do?
Sure.
Okay, I put y'all on the spot. I was like,
I don't remember what movie I picked, but yeah, we can let it ride.
I'm pretty sure you picked A League of Their Own. And I think Ken was Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, we can run that back.
I was Little Giants and Tim was Pride.
Oh yeah, because he was talking about
Bernie Mac. Maine. F with the Maine. Yeah. So we're going to start this off talking about the NFL because it's interesting. So in a video message released on Friday night, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell responded to a video that was released Thursday night by a collection of NFL stars. It was organized by Michael Thomas, and it also featured Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson, amongst other players. Goodell's video included 3 specific statements that the players in Thursday's video asked the NFL to make about racism, social injustice, and peaceful protests. Now, I am going to read the quotes as Roger Goodell said them, but I want to point out, as I'm reading through it, the second statement I make is not what the player said. That's the only one he changed. And the fact that he changed that one is interesting to me. So this is what Goodell said. Quote, "We, the National Football League, condemn racism and the systematic oppression of Black people. We, the National Football League, admit we were wrong for not listening to NFL players earlier and encourage all players to speak out and peacefully protest. We, the National Football League, believe that Black lives matter." End quote. Now, the second point, as the player said it, was actually, "We, the National Football League, admit wrong in silencing our players from peacefully protesting." End quote. That's the one he changed. But I'll leave my theories about that after y'all talk. So what do y'all think about Goodell actually responding to the player's video and making the statement? Like, as y'all get ready to formulate your answers, I want to say I think it's really interesting that we're here again, because it's like deja vu, but this time the NFL can make the right decisions going forward. 2016 election year, 2020 election year. Trump heard what's happening now. We're gonna talk about him and Drew Brees, but he's doing what he was doing before. It's kind of like a weird deja vu thing right now. Like, players aren't sticking to sports, and it's pissing some people off that they're not sticking to sports. We've been here before. Anywho, what do y'all think about Goodell's message?
We have been here before, but not like I think that the enthusiasm from athletes across different sports is way different now. Like, the energy is shifted. Like, before, like, they were, it was I guess people are more forceful and like they don't really care that much about the consequences. Like, it's kind of like, no, like I'm standing up for what's wrong, right? Like, regardless of how these people react to it. Like, I don't know, like it just seems a lot stronger, and it seems like these sports leagues or these teams couldn't control them even if they wanted to. Like, I think that's what's different now. Is like, there's no way that they can put that genie back in the bottle, I guess. So,
for sure. Yeah. I wasn't trying to say like it's exactly the same. I was just pointing out.
No. I just wanted to point out like that seems to be the difference now. Like, I guess public the public conversation has progressed to the point where like anybody even close to like denying what's going on has kind of been like, you can't do it anymore. Like, it just seems like any company that didn't put out a statement over the last 2 weeks is getting a severe side eye. Right. Like, even the companies where you like, okay, that's bullshit, but like they just felt like you had to do it this time around. Whereas before, like, people could be silent or people could, just ignore it or deny it or combat it. Like, that's just not the case anymore.
It's interesting that, I mean, on the tip where companies now feel like they have to say something. And yeah, to this point now, it's all going to feel kind of watered down with a couple companies. Like, there were some that have been putting out some, like Ben & Jerry's for one, was crazy good. But there's been a lot of statements and a lot of, I guess you want to say talking. I guess when it comes to the NFL, is this still just talk? Because they're still, like, the VP came out right away and was saying, yeah, now I encourage Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes to go talk to their owners or their coach. I'm like, I think it was the owner or the coach or whatever like that to start the conversation. He's like, no, they made this video. Everybody called this out. All the NFL players, all the prevalent black NFL stars in your league made videos calling out the racism and the bullshit that y'all do, especially in the NFL as well. And the first thing that you say after making this video with Roger Goodell coming out is, yeah, so I sent 2 of our top stars to go talk to their coaches about what could happen. No, that's supposed to be y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's not supposed to be something. So it's kind of like, are they going to put the pressure on the players to continue this, or will the NFL actually step in? Is my thing on it.
I like that. Like, the burden of solving racism isn't on the people that are being discriminated against.
Nope.
Not at all.
Them to
Wait, go ahead, Ken. Ken was just about to start talking.
Oh, that's all good. No, I was just with Roger Goodell, with him like basically like backpedaling, saying that they're what they did was wrong. I feel like
he didn't say it was wrong.
Well, no, I mean
we should have, like, that was the key change. Like, they didn't want to admit that they were wrong.
Yeah,
like, they wanted to.
I mean, he said we were wrong in the statement.
Yeah.
So,
but then it's just forced. It was just like, okay, like your hand was forced. Everybody else doing it. You don't want no more backlash. And all of this. So I don't know how. It just don't feel genuine. It's just like, okay, you said it because everybody else saying it, and you just want everybody to shut up about it, kind of.
like I said, the thing that stood out to me the most was that he changed that second sentence.
Oh yeah, my bad.
To say that we were wrong for not listening to NFL players earlier and encourage all players to speak out and peacefully protest. Like, y'all listen to some NFL players. Y'all listen to the ones whose views were in alignment with what y'all already thought and what y'all were hearing from the people who were paying some of these bills to keep y'all afloat and putting money in y'all pockets.
Right.
You were listening. What you needed to say was something with what they actually said, because the players who had a differing opinion, the ones who were actually keyed into the problem, they were the voices being silenced. Kaepernick was kneeling peacefully. And everybody was up in arms. People were boycotting the NFL and how disrespectful. And I can't believe that this is happening. Mm-hmm. George Floyd passes away because of police brutality, getting choked out, and now people are angry. And now people are in the streets and they rioting. There was some looting going on. Things are happening now. And now people are going, oh my gosh, I wish they would just peacefully protest. We tried this already. And it didn't work. Y'all didn't like that either. Y'all didn't like that. Y'all don't like when we protesting in the streets. You don't like when people are angry. You don't. At this point, it ain't really about what makes you comfortable. Like people. So the NFL, for me to actually believe anything that they talking about, given their history and their track record, one, I'm going to need to hear a public apology to Colin Kaepernick. I'm going to need to hear his name said.
Absolutely.
That's the next one.
Yeah, and also I'm going to need to see the actions that come for this. Like, there's got to be something. Like we mentioned a couple of weeks ago that they were doing the the coaching farm. Yeah, the Rooney Rule changes, and they had the new coaching system that they're implementing for interns. And I'm like, that's a good idea. Increase the pipeline. I like that. Mm-hmm. Let's get some more pipelines in the NFL then.
What I will say is that I'm surprised though when that statement did come out. I definitely was sitting there like, oh, y'all really? Same. So I'll give them that. Like, because they could have been a regular NFL and just not said shit.
And can I say really quick, to your point, the fact that he made a video, I think, is more impactful than them making a statement saying exactly what the statement said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially if they sent Roger to do it too.
Yeah, it was him. Like, he showed up.
But he works for the owners. So if anybody will get thrown under the bus, they go commission. This is what we pay you for, actually.
I was going to say, that's what he gets paid for, is to be their shield. Like, I don't know. Like, I think it's a lot of, like you said, you like Ben and Jerry's and like people that made like forceful statements.
Ben and Jerry's been down for the cause. I do want to point that out in case people didn't know.
Right. But anybody that put out a statement that didn't mention police at all, like, I'm still side-eyeing you because, like, it's easy to say, like, we believe in inclusion. We believe that Black Lives Matter. But, like, you're not paying attention to, like, what the actual issue is. Like, we're saying, like...
It's so many, though.
Like, I mean, hardly anybody actually put those words in there because, like, they're still trying to play both sides. Like,
yeah.
Like, they don't want to piss off, like, the law and order contingent of the public. So I mean, all these statements are like PR calculus. Like as far as I'm concerned, like it's like we're gonna get hit harder for not saying anything, so we're gonna put out something that sounds good but doesn't actually take a position.
Can I just say real quick though, shout out to our team, shout out to the Bucks for actually putting police brutality in a message. Mm-hmm. I do want to shout them out for that.
And organizing a protest Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. They've been out here too. It's been a lot of and it's been a lot of changes. There's been a lot of moving and shaking, but it's been some changes. And that's
like the Bucks kind of have like they have that history too because of like everything that happened with Sterling Brown. Like they've staked their position like long ago, so this isn't something new that just popped up now.
I mean, they even did the jail visit with earlier this season. So yep. So it's like the Bucks been on it. And I think I just do want to say too, like, when I saw the players out there marching in Milwaukee and like even players who weren't here, like Chris Middleton sent in a statement, like, I'm not in the state, but like I'm sending support. I was like, I really want these dudes to win a championship. Like like so for so many different reasons. So I want it so bad.
They will
so bad.
I don't care what nobody else says.
I'm gonna have my Bucks face mask on at the parade too.
Did you get it finally?
Yeah, it came 3-pack. I'm excited. But yeah,
I can't wait. I can't wait.
But also speaking about apologies, Drew Brees. He was doing an interview with Yahoo Finance on Wednesday, and he reiterated his stance that he will, quote, never agree with anybody disrespecting the flag of the United States of America, end quote. He later told ESPN that he stands with his teammates fighting for racial equity and justice, but also with the military past and present. The next day, Drew Brees issued an apology
first of several.
For his comments on, quote, disrespecting the flag and saying that he completely missed the mark on the current issues in the United States and that it, quote, breaks my heart to know the pain I have caused, end quote. He also put out a video so that people could see in his eyes the sincerity of his apology.
I think his wife put out a statement. Like, they had that man backpedaling like Dion in his prime.
They was chanting New Orleans Wednesday night, F Drew Brees at the protest. I was like, man, this man was so loved. I never thought I would see the day.
Dog, they was on his ass. I mean, he fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, like, at this point, like, you can't, like, that can't be how you look at the situation. Like, how can that still be, it's anti-military, it's anti-American, and we lost him.
Yep.
But Yeah, like I like you had to be willfully ignorant of like everything that has been said over the last 4 or 5 years, like to still think that that's what, especially like over the last 2 months, you know what I mean? Like it was just an ignorant ass statement to make.
Absolutely. I don't care about no apology from Drew Brees. He meant what he said when he initially said it, and anything that he has to say going forward, like apologizing or backpedaling, me personally means shit. So he on the list, fuck Drew Brees, yo, like real talk. For you to be a quarterback in New Orleans, that's your fan base is like primarily African American. Like you should be a little more in tune, and be able to watch what you say, or be more, sensitive,
aware
of what what's going on. So everybody else can forgive him. I don't give a fuck. I fuck your Brees.
He fucked up.
Yeah.
Keep saying he fucked up.
Yeah.
Like,
So
and I was like, famous James down there. He probably like, nigga.
He was on the Birdman handway.
Hell yeah.
Bruh, my bad.
like my time.
Like I don't necessarily like it ain't for me to like forgive him or not. Like I don't care. Like I didn't care about Drew Brees before this. I don't care about him now. But I will give him at least credit for actually coming out and begging for apology for like people's forgiveness. Like that's more than most people do when they say stupid shit like that. Like I mean, part of it is probably he fucked his money up, but at the same time, like he still at least like fought back again. Like he said some shit to
Trump.
He said some shit to Trump. So like at least he's actively trying to right his wrong as opposed to just
and Trump is guy. You know what you're doing when you go against Trump, and you know what that means for your fans that are also his fans. So when I saw that he actually tweeted against Trump, I was like, okay, you might be sincere. Like I have no problem with anybody who needs to learn and then they do better. Like I hope people will do better. That's how we are here in this moment. That's why this feels different, because people are finally getting it. Like, okay, like continue learning. Like, okay, continue learning.
For now, at least.
Yeah, for now. Like we got to keep that going. But in case you didn't see the tweet with Trump, Trump tweeted that Drew Brees, quote, should not have taken back his original stance on honoring our magnificent American flag, end quote. Drew Brees responded and said, quote, I realize this is not an issue about the American flag. It has never been. We can no longer use the flag to turn people away or distract them from the real issues that face our Black communities, end quote. So, yeah. We'll see what keeps happening with Mr. Brees.
Don't get me wrong. There was people that came to his defense too, because he does a lot for like organizations outside of football too. Like he does a lot for the community around New Orleans. But he fucked up. Yeah,
they came after he apologized.
He had to let him have it. He fucked up.
He heard what was coming at him.
Yeah. Major League Baseball though, they still haven't found a plan suitable for baseball to return. So I'm gonna just give y'all a quick, rundown of where we are with baseball stuff.
I just want to give a big picture context. Like the baseball union is the strongest union in professional sports. So like they really have to come with a plan that
wows them.
Right, that the players accept, because they're willing to sit out and they're willing to be like, no, I'm good. Like if it doesn't suit them, whereas like something like football, like they're historically the NFLPA has gotten crushed by the NFL at every turn. So like that's kind of why like this is probably going to be more difficult than bringing other sports back. But continue.
That was great. MLB's proposal that was delivered on June 8th. So yesterday for us. That includes potential earnings that will cover up to 75% of players' prorated salaries over a 76-game season. About $1.432 billion in total compensation. Of that, $989 million would be in straight salary and $443 million in money paid if playoffs take place. Because of fears of a second wave of coronavirus, the league has said that it wants to end the regular season September 27th and have its postseason go no later than the end of October. So, there has been 2 other proposals that's been on the table. One that was put on the table on May 26th by MLB, and then the one the union came back with after they rejected that initial one on May 31st. So maybe third time's a charm, but nah, because the players aren't wowed by what the the league put back out in front of them again. So
the players, the players are proposing another one as of like 20, 30 minutes ago.
See?
The MLBPA. Yeah, this has been a whole back and forth thing. Shit's been ridiculous. Like the league was like, oh, here, you can take 50-50 of the revenue. And the player's like, nah. And then, and then they offer the same offer that they just did. Yeah, it's just wild. So now the MLBPA is making a proposal to the MLB for a season of 89 games with a full prorated share of salary and expanded playoffs. Sources familiar with the situation per Jeff Passan on of ESPN. But it would bring the sides closer to a potential deal and is roughly 25 games under the last union offer. But the owners are expected to reject this offer from the union as it takes the sides much closer to a likely number of games. As hard and fast as the MLBPA is on full anyway. Yeah, my bad. I'm words. Though the league is entrenched in ending the season September 27th. Important, TV networks don't want to move playoff games.
So is this still like, I know they're haggling over like the number of games and the money, but is it still like no fans and keeping like the regional schedule? Is that at least been agreed upon, or is everything still up?
I feel like everything is still kind of up for grabs with these because they're still sending out how much would be like one of the proposals they sent earlier, like how much is towards actual contracts, how much is towards bonuses, how much is towards benefits. Like they got to break down everything when they be doing these proposals. So I feel like those is probably still on the table too. Like they have a general idea of, okay, once we get the money and everything tied up, we'll finish the little, like that's probably like the light work. But
well, I mean, I guess like to me, it would say that you need to figure out if you're going to have fans because that would affect like your revenue. So like if you've already taken fans off the table, then I get why there might be such a wide gap. But if there are fans, or at least like if they're still debating about fans or no fans, then maybe like there's still like maybe that accounts for like the amount of like the wide gap between the two.
Right. You know right. I understand. And I know that was one of the things for the players, but some of them don't care. Like now it's at the point where everybody just want to get paid. That's pretty much where it's at. They're like, let me get my money and then we be good. So we'll see, though. It's going to keep going back and forth. And like I said, the owners are going to reject the one that they just sent out 30 minutes ago that they'll probably go propose tomorrow, and then they'll just kind of pick it up from there.
We'll see.
Apparently, the league and the players, so both sides are frustrated because they blew past a soft internal deadline that they had of June 1st that would have allowed baseball to return by July 4th, which was their initial goal date. So they both want to play baseball at some point. They just don't agree on it. And like Eric said, the players ain't going to take no crap. They don't take no guff.
I mean, like, really at this point, like, even July 4th, like, that would have given them, what, 2.5 months?
Yeah.
Had they approved it back at the end of...
Because they're trying to end by September 27th. So, yeah, July 4th to September 27th would have given them 2.5 months.
Right, and they already blew past the deadline. They put for June 1st to have the games by July 4th.
Yeah, and it sounds like they're not willing to, and the networks aren't willing to go any later or much later.
Mm-hmm.
That's their money.
Right. So at this point, like, I don't even know if you can get in a 114 game schedule at that rate.
No, I think they dropped it. They dropped it down. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, the further that they go, like, the maximum amount of games that they could conceivably have, like, shrinks by the day. So,
well, the MLB been trying to offer them around, like, 50, 60 games. So, the longer this goes, the closer it gets to the owners. Like, they're losing leverage by day, literally.
Yeah, because it sounds like they need at least a month to kind of get things up and running. So, like, if it gets to the end of June, then they can't get started until August, and then they just have all of August and all of September to kind of get their regular season in. And at that point, like, it's even worth it.
You doing double headers every day?
Maybe.
Tight.
Don't nobody.
It's a lot of games.
That's why.
You know what time it is, though?
Dang time.
It's time for the radio.
What time is it?
Time
Dang
time. Ken, if we have a listener who is new here, would you please explain to them what the radio segment is?
Yes, this is a part of the show where we play a song for you guys or our radio station. Tim is our DJ. DJ, give it to me.
Give it to him.
We play a song that is sport adjacent. So it's either written, composed, produced, or by someone in the sports realm. We are
Sports universe.
Yeah, there you go. So this is our radio station, and this is our backstage production meeting.
Got you.
Come out here, let's get it.
Now let's just make sure you do it 2 weeks in a row before we get a little too far ahead of ourselves.
I'm giving you your props. Okay, so this week, fellas, we are going to be listening to Dame D.O.L.L.A, Blacklist. He dropped this today.
Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday. So I'm looking forward to this ringing out. DJ, do you want this music to like drop as you come in, or do you want to cue the music in?
You know, I haven't listened to any portion of it, but I'm gonna let him get his shit off the whole song, so I'll do it before the song starts.
Okay. And since we're in a backstage production meeting, I've been wondering if I should say this to you, Tim, or if it might give you too much power.
Oh God, what you want?
But you can actually change up how you come in on the radio since the drop plays right before you start talking, so you don't have to repeat it again.
Mm-hmm.
You can say what you want to get into introducing the song.
Too many instructions, bro.
I'm saying you can say whatever you want. If you were a DJ and you come in there, you hear your break, and then it's like, what do you want to say?
You don't want to hear that. First thing that came to mind was wild, bro. And yes, I do, because it was gonna be wild.
All right, well,
that'd be rough. That probably would have had. I'd have to. Yeah, you'd have to get that up out of here, dudes. All right, so the whole the 69.9 with 69 is fine is already played.
Mm-hmm.
What you saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When did that become a drop?
Before,
a while ago.
Can't record it while we were still in the studio. So
have you not listened to the show?
I get like 3/4 of the way, but sometimes I don't make it to the song, so I haven't heard it in a minute.
The song comes way before 3/4 of the way,
right?
At least I said sometimes I don't make it to the song. I did say that.
Well, then you haven't listened like the last 2 months.
Nah, I listen. Like I said, I start them. I don't finish them.
Nah, you bullshit.
Like how you expect other people to listen to our whole?
I still listen to my shit. I be listening for certain shit though.
All right. Anywho, Dooch, Tim will key you in on when to play the music. Tim, will you count us down and go live on air?
Indeed. 5, 4, 3, 2.
WTECK Radio 69.9 FM, where 69 is fine.
Yeah, I want to see my WTECK Radio 69.9 with 69 is fine. It's your DJ. Give it to me. I'm go get my shit off anyways. It's Dame D.O.L.L.A, Blacklist. Check him out.
As a brother with a good heart, I say fuck you if you racist. Or white staying quiet, you disabling the changes. And fuck being famous, tired of watching us complaining. Cops kill a brother, get released after arraignments. We in a pandemic, thought getting out I'd be more joyed. Then I watched the cop knee to the neck and kill George Floyd. They hide behind the badge. We get the posting, it never lasts. Like was we ever mad? Speed up the process and do the dash. Showing up at every establishment, breaking glass. Taking all they high-end products and making cash. We in our bag, they getting mad, gotta attack the dollar. Break their ass off proper, hit dogs holler. As a rich black man living in this country, it's hard being comfy. When the hate your people get is coming from the ones amongst me. Used to call us monkeys and slaves and we overcame. Still our work is just beginning, protests look like parades. And if a teammate of mine do underage, I'm a snitch. Me and you ain't a fit. I ain't gonna sit or convince myself that I'm being loyal or mad at you. So why these good cops won't speak on the bad apples? How the president get on TV and be mad casual? Like, if you lootin', we shootin' like it's a game. Dude a clown in a trust fund, baby. He numb the pain. Never had it hard. Came in the office, unpatched the scars. Let the racist folks tell us we really ain't make it far. I feel the tension rising. 1950, how we divided. And I ain't even tripping on how the season decided. Racism pandemic is years ahead of the virus. Really mean it, but they gonna try to play us as tyrants. Look, Ali wasn't the greatest just cause his hands worked. Frontline for his people, this was a man's work. Before he let the black people down, he let the fans hurt. So if the stars is aligned, that mean it can work. Don't need approval, I always been doing God's work. Even before I was in a Bentley like Farnsworth. Make me sick to my stomach to see these moms hurt. Tommy Smith, fists in the air, that's what our bond worth. Support black businesses, gotta fight evil. We love ourselves, we don't hate white people. We just striving for equality, acknowledge me. Don't just kill me for chilling when in my property. Got some shit on my mind and I'm feeling helpless. Cause we need help from people who ain't dealt with the kind of shit we experienced or we felt when the country turned on Kaepernick after he knelt it. All the shit we endured and we still playing fair. That black skin really thicker than some Jamaican hair. Our culture beautiful, battle tested and tough. We had enough, so either come with some change or it's gonna be rough. Period. And as a brother with a good heart, I say fuck you if you racist. Or you white playing quiet, you disabling the changes. And fuck being famous, tired of watching us complaining. Cops kill a brother, get released after arraignments.
That's it, that's all.
Okay, Dame.
Okay, I see you, boss.
Okay, Dame.
So we
got his shit off on that.
We fuck with Dame. You get mad love on the radio.
He's starting to run away with the best athlete rapper crown too.
Hey, Dame is the WTECK Radio King at this point.
Hall of Famer.
First ballot. First inductee.
It's the Dame Dollar Tech Foul Hall of Fame radio.
Right. Name the radio after him.
King Dame. Yes, sir. That is who he is. Yeah.
He look at us and he get bad love over here.
Man.
Yeah. He's sure. And it's because of him is one of the reasons why I want Portland to make the playoffs. Honestly.
Good segue, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
So, the National Basketball Association is set to become the first major American sports league to resume play after the league's Board of Governors and the Players Union both approved plans, a 8-game wrap-up to the regular season, followed by a possible play-in tournament for the 8th seed and playoffs. They're going to resume this season at Walt Disney World. The vote was 29-1 in favor of the proposal. The only team dissenting was the Portland Trailblazers. So, the NBA is targeting July 31st for the resumption of the season. Teams are expected to travel to Orlando on or around July 7th, and they'll have training camps followed by 2 or 3 preseason games before the season kicks back off on July 31st. The regular season will extend 16 days with 5 to 6 games per day. Let me just say that sounds like basketball heaven. Just to know, like I have that. Okay, every day. Okay, cool.
I know when I'm taking vacation.
The NBA has branded these as seeding games, and it's likely that there will be weekday afternoon playoff games during the first round. So I want to pause here. Okay, Kim throwing up L.A. gang signs. So they're not calling the 8 games that these teams are playing regular season games. They are referring to them as seeding games. These seeding games, the records will count with the regular season records. I just want to throw that out there because the language is kind of weird.
It is indeed.
Sources say they're going to use 3 different facilities to stage games. All at the same complex, and then as things progress, they'll reduce to 2 sites, then 1, and there'll be 4 hours between games on individual courts to accommodate overtimes, cleanings, and warm-ups. The NBA plans to have daily uniform coronavirus testing for everyone who was within the bubble. there will be an additional layer of protection in place, such as social distancing, temperature checks, the use of masks when appropriate, and sanitizing. All right. And now into the actual basketball part of it. Wait, go ahead, Eric.
So, yeah, this is a question, like, not necessarily for you, but I'm just wondering, like, so will they be testing for, like, other stuff like the flu or, like, just other stuff that's, like, normal, like, contagions? You know what I mean? Like, because, like, everybody's going to be kind of, like, sequestered in this bubble, but it's not like coronavirus is the only thing that people can get.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I mean, I would imagine, but I'm just wondering out loud, really.
Yeah, I have no idea, but that's a great point.
That is.
Yeah, so they're bringing 22 teams into the bubble. So those 22 teams so you have the 16 teams that were in playoff position, and then you have those that were within 6 games of the 8 seed, which was the additional 6. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's math. So you got Milwaukee, the Lakers, Boston, and Toronto. Those 4 teams had already clinched playoff berths, but now with only 8 games remaining for each team, 8 more teams have now officially clinched playoff berths. That includes Miami, Indiana, Philadelphia, the Los Angeles Clippers, Denver, Utah, Oklahoma City, and Houston. Wild, right? Okay. So then that leaves 10 teams vying for 3 remaining playoff berths. In the East, you have Brooklyn, Orlando, and Washington in the race for the last 2 spots. And then in the West, you have Dallas, Memphis, Portland, New Orleans, Sacramento, San Antonio, and Phoenix. I do want to point out that Dallas is pretty much a lot because of the lead that they have right now in the 7th spot. But
yeah,
you never know what can happen, but they should stay in the playoff contention. So, question though, what teams do y'all think will actually make it into the playoffs? We know that we don't know what schedules are going to be at this point, so we're really just talking about the strength of the teams that are here.
All right, so
East first.
On the East first, okay.
East, that's less teams.
I mean, I think
Brooklyn, Orlando, Washington, right?
What you say?
Yeah,
Brooklyn, Orlando, Washington.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And Washington is so far back for the AFC now. Like I think they're at 6 games back with 8 games for each team to play. So for them to even get into, well, I mean, I guess we haven't explained like the playing game period yet.
I'll point that out. So the way that the playoffs will be decided with those last spots, if the gap between the 8th place and 9th place team in either conference is 4 games or less, when they finish that 8-game slate, those teams will play off for the number 8 seed. And essentially the way that they do it, the way that makes the most sense to me to explain it, is that you got to think of it as a best of 3 series with the number 8 team getting a 1-0 lead to start. So the number 2 or number 9 team will have to win twice to get that playoff spot, while the number 8 team will only need to win once.
But if you're looking at an article and you see single elimination and double elimination, that's all it is.
That's what that means. That's what that means. Do I think Washington could beat Orlando twice? I think they could.
I think they can.
I mean, Brooklyn without KD and Kyrie are pretty beatable too. So, but I'm just saying, like, to make up the difference, like those teams have to lose. I think
just 2. They got to make up.
No. I'm saying, like, with the lead that they have in the standings, to even force a playing game, like they would have to lose, and Washington would basically have to win pretty much all their games. Mm-hmm. So it's difficult for them to make up the difference to get within 4 games of last place.
The only thing that would help him is no, we don't have that yet. The only thing that would help them is that they were playing the teams ahead of them.
That's true, but
we don't know what the schedule is going to look like. I think the East playoff picture remains as it is, though. I don't think Washington makes it. Yeah. I think Bill will make it fun, but I don't think Washington makes it.
You have to drop 50 again.
Since these teams are jockeying to play the Bucks, like who do you want to see make it to A?
Brooklyn.
I would want to see, you want Brooklyn in one for us to play them?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're the easiest, or because you think it'll be the best series?
I think that if Jonathan Isaac is healthy in Orlando, that he is a young dynamic player on the rise. I'm not saying I'm scared of him or that he's like a Giannis stopper, because Giannis is Giannis and he is going to be a back-to-back MVP as well as Defensive Player of the Year. But why make it difficult when I could have Brooklyn? They ain't got like Jared Allen. I love the way he plays, but Giannis loves attacking him, and I can only imagine in the playoffs what that could look like. I just think it'd be, I think it'd be a fun series. Like, no offense to Orlando, but like, I don't really want to see that.
I think I would want to see Washington just because like they have no defense whatsoever. So all those games would be like 180 to 140. So it'd just be up and down track meet all the time, like for entertainment's sake. Like I want to see Giannis average 50 across a playoff series.
Ooh. Tim, what say you?
I want Washington. I would like Washington, like for Eric's reason, like they don't have no damn defense, and I'm pretty sure, like we had that OT game, and Middleton was getting his shit off. Wasn't that Sans Giannis though?
That was two different games. The overtime game wasn't the 50-pointer, because the 50-point game
was his second. Yeah, because the overtime game was the one when Bill had dropped his second huge game in the loss.
That
right?
man be when he get
right.
hot.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's hooping, but Washington, we wouldn't have an issue with Washington. I mean, Bill would put on the show, and the young squad there would put on the show. But yeah, I'd rather see Washington if they can make up the ground, because Orlando has a better young all around team that I can see giving issues and fits. They still got Vucevic, you know.
Yeah, I don't want them to have to try that hard. I don't want the Bucks to try that hard. Like that's what it comes down to. Like,
like they still got
Orlando's gonna make you try. I don't want to try that hard. Ken, I know you're not a Bucks fan, but I'm curious, which team would you want to see the Bucks matched up with in the first round?
Orlando. It'll be a more exciting than watching the Bucks blow a team out by 50 points. Fucking game.
I mean, they still might do it. It's just like they got to work harder to do it. Like they can kind of coast and blow out the other two teams.
I mean, I need y'all know I'm Lakers all day, so I need y'all to get wore the fuck out before. So whoever can do that, let's do it.
That does bring up, if it is Orlando though, that brings up an interesting dynamic, because they would technically have home court advantage. Like.
Oh yeah.
Because it's in Orlando.
Yeah.
Which is something that apparently like the Bucks, the Lakers, and probably the Clippers, like they're kind of like that's something that's still being worked out, is like the home court advantage. Like these teams that, you know, like raced out to these big ass leagues in their conference and would have had home court advantage throughout at least their side of the bracket. Like now they lose that advantage. So they're trying to come up with ways to not incentivize, but like to kind of reward these teams for being
for the work
good.
they put in.
Yeah, like some of them have been like outlandish. Like they get an extra, like they start each quarter with the ball, so they get extra possessions, or like their star player gets an extra foul, or you know, like they get 7 fouls instead of 6. I'm pretty sure that shit isn't gonna happen, but like it is.
Right. I was say, come on now.
Hey, I mean, I'll take it, but like I think it'll probably wind up settling on something like trivial, like they get to choose like which hotel they get to stay in, or you know, like they just get like first dibs on some of that other stuff,
facility times and shit like that.
Yeah, like they get priority.
This is really trivial, but I would really enjoy if the NBA put some money into the courts, since you're not going to be able to really see like any home team's court. Whatever court you use, I think should be really unique, because like it needs to be like, make it, you know what I mean? Like it's a weird time, like make the court interesting.
I'll retweet something that I saw earlier. Like this guy kind of did a mock-up of like a Unity court. Like it has like a bunch of, I don't know. I'll retweet it. Well, I'll find it and I'll retweet it.
Okay. Yeah. Like,
cool.
And then it would be tight too. Like when you get to the finals, like it's a whole different court. Like, or like the playoffs has a one court, and then you get to like the finals and it's a different court. Like I think that would be tight. Like
because they're going from 3 to 2 to 1.
Like make it visually interesting. What we're looking at in addition to it, like give us something, since we ain't got no crowds.
Who's the biggest issue in it?
Bringing up? Sorry, one thing before we move on from what we were just talking about. Like bringing up the fouls thing, like I think at the beginning of the season, like when we do our preview, like that's one of the questions, like what's a rule change that you would like to see? Like I've been trying to like figure it out with like fouls because like I'm tired of star players like fouling out and then like that really swinging like the momentum of the game. So like for me, it's like once you get past 6 individual fouls, like I think that should be a technical foul and they get the ball back, but the player gets to stay in, and like it's increasing penalties for each foul that they get after that. So like you still penalize the fouling team, but like you still get to see like the best players play like the entire game.
I like that.
Yeah, I would be down with that.
Because it's like if Giannis gets 3 fouls in the first quarter, then he's missing most of the first quarter. He gets another foul at the beginning of the second quarter, and then he has to sit out again. It's like you don't have to really worry about like foul trouble. Like it penalizes you like the more fouls that they get throughout the game.
Mm-hmm.
But those should be severe. If you change,
and I mean like stuff like that, like you're giving or maybe give them an automatic point for every foul after 6. So it's
2
like
points every
you can
10.
keep Giannis in like for the last 30 seconds, but if you have like a 1-point lead and he gets another foul, like then it's a tie game and they get the ball back. So like there is still like a trade off there, but it isn't as punitive as he just can't be in the game anymore.
Very fair. Let's look at the West though, real quick. So in the West, you got, as I mentioned, Dallas, Memphis, Portland, New Orleans, Sacramento, San Antonio, and Phoenix. Let's assume Dallas makes it. It's just the most likely outcome.
Yeah.
All right. Between the rest of those teams, who do y'all think gets that actual A spot?
See, there's a difference between actually get it and who I want to get it.
Do both.
I feel like New Orleans could steal that 8th spot.
Yeah.
But I think New Orleans will get it, but I want Portland to be there. Like I said earlier, because of Dame. But New Orleans, I feel like they'll get there because I feel like of those teams down there, they have honestly the most talent.
Well, again, keep in mind that Memphis currently has, I think, a 3.5 game lead on the 9th team, and New Orleans is not even the 9th place team. Like I think New Orleans is tied for 11th.
And they got 28 wins. So 32 to 28. So they're 4 games behind them.
But there are also teams in between. So like if those teams win more frequently than New Orleans does.
Portland right above them. It's just them.
And I think either Sacramento or San Antonio, one of them is like close
right behind them.
Yeah.
Sacramento's right on them, and then San Antonio, but they lost Aldridge. So
yeah, I'm
kind of like San Antonio will be out, and I don't think Phoenix can make that ground up either. Truth be told,
no. Like, honestly, I don't know why Phoenix and Washington are even there. Like the circumstances that would have to come to pass for them to even be in the playoff, like the play-in game, like would be astronomical. So it's like you bring in these full rosters to the bubble for really no reason, but they probably had something to do with like scheduling and making sure everybody got 8 games and they needed a certain amount of games that they wanted to broadcast or something. Like it's always money.
But we'll see, because apparently Nurkic is supposed to be back, right, for Portland?
Nurkic and Zach Collins.
They got bigs. I mean, they got Whiteside, but they got skilled bigs.
That was their only center like by the time that they stopped playing.
They've been missing Nurkic like crazy. Like when he went down, that was big because it was between him and Jokic. Remember that over there in Denver?
Yeah, I mean, like that was decided a long time ago.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like Nurkic is still big for them to have. So that's a big get for them to come back. So that's why I said
he's probably their second best player last season. Like even better.
Zach Collins got off in the playoffs. Was that one game? Was it 10 for 10 for 3 or some shit like that? He was just lights out. That motherfucker was sparking that bit.
Man, I hope it's Portland. Like,
no, that wasn't Collins.
Actually, like, I'm really torn about it because Ja Morant is one of my favorite players in the league. Like, I love watching him hoop, but I also love watching Dame.
Yeah.
So we got to figure it. So same question. Like they're going to be playing the Lakers. So who do you want to face?
Ooh,
Dooch, if you want to answer, you can too.
Yeah, Dooch, come on to the pulpit. Dooch.
I want to play Portland.
You said no to Portland?
I don't want to play Portland.
No to Portland.
Yeah, definitely no to Portland. Who
I really want to see y'all play the Pelicans. I really do.
You want Memphis?
I would love to play New Orleans, but it's probably not gonna happen. So I'll take Memphis.
Yeah, I'll take Memphis too. What's the other options?
So it's Memphis, New Orleans, Portland, Sacramento, San Antonio, and Phoenix. But Phoenix, Sacramento, and San Antonio are kind of like, probably not.
Yeah, they ain't gonna make it.
Yeah, I'll take Memphis if I got to choose.
Jotto
Young Bucks
get off regardless. It is what it is.
And it's not just Jotto.
And that's the thing. Like, they were actually like getting decimated by injuries. Like, I think Jaren Jackson and Brandon Clark were both injured. Like when the season got suspended, but now both of them should be healthy.
You bring Jaren Jackson back, it's a whole nother story with that motherfucker out there flying around.
Man,
they crazy as hell when he out there with them. They be running, dog. They will run y'all ass off the court.
Yeah, they gonna run y'all.
They gonna run. Y'all gonna be gagged. Y'all see Memphis. Jesus Christ, them niggas gonna be running. It's gonna be like the old cats that show up at the court and the young bucks like, hey, y'all want to play? Nah, we good, bro. We don't got time to be chasing y'all around the court all damn night.
And remember, Memphis. Sorry, what'd you say?
No, say they don't have an answer for LeBron or AD.
I mean,
Jackson, nice.
You know, they got not Vucevic, Valanciunas. He's at least a big body.
He is still there. He's a big body.
I forgot
He'll follow the shit out of AD. You don't care.
He'll fold him up.
And one thing to remember is that their coach is the Bucks assistant coach from last year. So like they run a similar system, run and gun and shoot a bunch of threes.
Mm-hmm. Maybe that's why I enjoy watching Memphis so much. I didn't even think about that correlation, but it makes so much sense why I've gravitated towards them.
That's the match. I'm trying to see if they beat y'all this year.
So, the NBA draft lottery is tentatively scheduled for August 25th, with the draft itself on October 15th and free agency beginning on October 18th. Other dates for the 2020-21 season, along with some other items, are going to be a part of negotiations with the NBA in the coming weeks. The NBA anticipates that this season would end no later than October 12th, I believe.
I think that sounds right.
I believe it's October 12th. So,
I just want to point out, like, I hate the circumstances under which it happened, but this is the first time that there will ever be NBA basketball on my birthday, and I'm happy about it.
I thought about that when I was looking at like the playoff start dates and whatnot. And I was like, Eric's going to get his wish. Mm-hmm. He's going to get to see some basketball on his birthday.
Bucks might play on my birthday for the first time ever.
Low key, if they really do, switch to the December start going forward, wouldn't we all have basketball on our birthdays?
I think the season will end sometime in August. So yeah, probably August or September.
That's what I'm
They're
talking
trying to
about.
go through Labor Day, right? Like that.
So if they start December 1st, Tim would be at the beginning of the season, then Ken's, then mine, then yours. So, and Eric should always be playoff basketball.
Oh.
That'd be cold.
Just want that ingrained in your head, Ken.
Hey, bro, chill out, bro.
I was just like, ooh, smash y'all.
Hey,
good Lord. Hey, we want to see them. No, y'all don't. Brown was playing too. And so was AD.
Them niggas was running, bro.
Hey, he was 8 for 18 that game. Brown was. Because you running, dog. Hey, it was one game though. It's one game.
Nobody tell you to bring those stats, nigga. You supposed to be Tim Grimmett out here. Now you want to bring up factual stuff.
So hopefully the December schedule thing happens. The WNBA is proposing a 22-game regular season starting July 24th, with the league playing at the IMG Academy in Florida. Multiple sources have confirmed to ESPN. I actually had just saw an article before we recorded that the WNBA players were not pleased with this proposal. So, take this with a grain of salt. So details of the initial proposal would have the playoffs ending in October. Other details haven't been specified, though. Players have not agreed to the proposal, clearly. And teams are actually still being informed of the known details. So they're still working on it, but they're looking to try to come back at some point too. I guess they were looking at their big brother company like, hey, y'all figuring it out, so let's get us over here and get this money.
Like, I mean, I guess, you know, like they have to worry about, again, the bubble and how many people they have in it, but I feel like it would be advantageous to the WNBA. And this is probably one of the one times you could do it. Like, just have those games like mixed in with NBA games, like have them all the same thing. So it seems like, you know, like it's all one big like basketball palooza type of thing. Like it puts them on equal footing. Like it gives them the same type of like spotlight theoretically, but like they are in the same area, and it seems like they'll have kind of a similar setup. And like again, I get it from the virus control standpoint, but it would be nice to see them like incorporate into the larger NBA plan.
I agree.
I thought they were slowly kind of making their way towards that.
What you mean?
Like incorporating like because you said that the NBA is a big brother company in essence to like the WNBA. So I thought they were slowly starting to incorporate more of support towards the WNBA from the NBA, like over the recent years.
Well, I know the NBA players have just spoken out more about how they enjoy the WNBA, but I'm not exactly sure.
Okay.
If it was like they were told
translated to actual support.
Yeah. Like no,
well, I mean, like the NBA has always subsidized the WNBA.
Yeah.
Like that's the only reason that they've survived since 1996 is because of the NBA's involvement. So from a financial standpoint, like there's always been a level of support there. And like they've always included them in like All-Star Weekend, and they really they advertise during the NBA playoffs for the season starting like right after the finals ends. So there's always been a level of support. I'm just saying, like, I think that this is the one time that they can actually like be in the same physical space because like their seasons don't overlap, or if they do, like it's barely.
Gotcha.
Some transaction and personnel news. Tim, you got us?
We got y'all. Ain't that the name of the one
Issa,
place? Yeah,
it's the old company.
But yeah, I got us. So in the NFL, Vikings running back Dalvin Cook is holding out without reasonable extension, source says. Cook has 1 year at $1.3 million left on his contract. So the negotiations have been taking place for a while. According to multiple league sources, the Vikings' initial offer was below $10 million per year, which is stupid to even kind of walk to him with that kind of money. But which was not deemed reasonable by Cook and his representatives. So sources have suggested that the initial figure proposed by Cook's camp was close to $16 million per year that Carolina's Christian McCaffrey, run CMC, for those who don't know, will make on his new deal. That number has dropped in recent negotiations to under $15 million, but neither side has yet to come to an agreement. Since 2017, Minnesota is 12-3 when Cook has at least 100 yards from scrimmage in the game, and is 6-9-1 when he has fewer than 100 yards, according to ESPN stats and information.
So to go back to the salaries really quick, apparently a number that Cook is comfortable with is about $13 million a year, which is what David Johnson gets.
Okay.
And that's honestly, fair. I don't think that's unreasonable at all. Hey. Their team is built around him. The Vikings are good because the running back is really, really good.
Yeah, but he gets hurt a lot.
He do, but even yet and still, he's productive. Like he still has top running back numbers, even with him missing the games due to his injury. And I think that him coming in at $13 million is an injury discounted rate. Because if he was healthy all this time, him arguing for 16, I don't think would be crazy.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I'm with you. But
from Packers' standpoint, pay that man.
It's a lot of really good running backs on their last years this year. Lots of them. Like James Conner for Pittsburgh, Aaron Jones for the Packers, Leonard Fournette for the Jaguars,
and Jamal Williams from us.
Kamara. Like all of the big running backs that just came in like the last 3-4 years, all of them cats is up for money.
I think most of them, because of rookie scale, they probably all came in the same draft, right?
Mm-hmm. And which is a crazy draft class to think about. Yeah. Like that year, the rookies was really getting their shit up because I think Lattimore them coming up on their rookie deals too, ain't they? Like Tre'Davious White and Lattimore them, weren't they the same draft?
I have no idea.
I don't even know who you.
They were cornerbacks. Yeah.
How do you get the cornerbacks from running backs?
No, because I was correlating them with that draft because
he was just thinking about where they drafted with him.
And they shit off, man. Like, it's like that whole rookie class was clowning. I think they was in there too, but it's a lot of big name stars or young backs, young stars that got money coming up this year. In the NBA, Charlotte Hornets guard Malik Monk has been reinstated following his suspension for violating the NBA's anti-drug program. There's been speculation that I saw on Twitter that it was
sugar
of the boogers. The cocaine.
Allegedly.
Hey. As I said, from what Twitter said. But I'm glad he's back and that hopefully they cleared up whatever he may have had or whatever help he may have needed he's gotten. San Antonio Spurs, which we alluded to earlier. San Antonio Spurs forward Marcus Aldridge will miss the remainder of the NBA season after having surgery on his right shoulder, the team announced on Monday. The procedure was performed on April 24th. Aldridge initially injured the shoulder during a game against Utah on February 21st. He played in the Spurs' next game, then went on to miss the next 6. The Spurs said that Aldridge, who is due $24 million next year, is expected to be fully cleared for all basketball activities before the start of training camp next season.
There you have it.
That's all.
Actually, like that kind of brings up a question. So, with the NBA announcing their return to play, like, have they said anything about like the financials? Like, are the players getting paid all their money? Are they getting a reduction, or is that still kind of to be figured out?
I did actually see something about that, but I can't remember all the details of it. The players, I believe, I'm not gonna attempt that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but there is information about it. Yeah, there's information about it. Did anyone have any blow the whistles this week?
Yeah, a lot of them, but not no. Society, blow the whistle on society.
Let me read my list.
If you want to, brother, you can. We can queue up the drop and you can go forward.
I don't need that. I don't need the venting session.
Dark.
Do better. Black Lives Matter.
All right.
There you go.
Let's do the Tech Top 5 then.
5,
4,
3,
2,
1. Tech Top 5.
Last week was best barbecued or grilled food. That's the best way to put it. Ken won. I should say 2 weeks ago. But yeah, Ken won that poll, which we knew was going to happen the moment he said his list. But
because he had all the meats.
Hey. They love the meats.
This week, we are doing frozen desserts. So, Tim, would you kick us off, please?
I don't want to. Ken gonna cheat. Ken, go ahead, kick us off.
I went the whole episode without saying "fuck you, Tim."
You said it before the episode, so now.
Exactly. They ain't hear it though. Not the people heard it. Nigga, I'm trying to be a nigga.
I heard it.
Bullshit. All right. My top 5. I have strawberry shortcake bars. I don't know what brand makes them, but y'all know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And number 4.
The ones from the ice cream truck?
Yeah, I guess.
Ain't that Good Humor or some shit like that?
Yeah, I don't know the brand. Yeah, they fired up. Number 4, cookies and cream ice cream sandwiches. Pretty dope. Number 3, Nestle drumsticks. Number 2, I think it's called like Chip Witch or some shit. It's like the chocolate chip cookies with the ice cream in the middle.
You just know it's good. You don't know the name. You just know it's good.
Hey, I eat them motherfuckers. And then number 1, Dairy Queen Blizzards. I like the cookies and cream.
So we gonna put like a question mark on your number 2?
I said what? I don't know. That's what the name is. It's like a.
Wait, sorry, what was your number 1?
Number 1, Dairy Queen Blizzard.
Oh, okay.
What was the name of your number 2?
I think it's a Chip Witch or some shit.
You keep saying I think. We don't know though.
I don't know. Niggas know.
This is one time Tim want to be pedantic, like.
Right. I mean, what we let you skate idiots? No, y'all don't let me skate nowhere. I wish I could skate. Y'all see how the skills I got. I can skate like a motherfucker, but y'all let it go nowhere. Y'all be throwing plenty rocks on the road.
Your list gonna be trash.
It's better than that shit you pulled out the ass. chocolate chip cookies and cream sandwich cookies. What the fuck? All right, I'll go. Number 5. Right. I got Italian ice.
How you going out of order?
I thought we was just gonna go because the Ken was cheating. I ain't want Ken to cheat, dog. I just didn't want nobody else to go first.
We got this.
All right. Actually, I think we have to say number 5, which is the Italian ice, but the lemon Italian ices.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Number 4, Snickers ice cream bar. Number 3.
Okay.
Number 3, I'm gonna go Breyer's lactose-free vanilla ice cream. Dream come true. And then we're gonna go with Kemp's ice cream sandwiches because they are just classic and delicious. And number 1 is gonna be controversial, and I don't even care. But them twin banana popsicles.
Gross, bro.
Delicious. Number 1.
Banana flavoring, bro.
Delicious. Go to popsicles.
Banana.
The go to popsicles. The go to popsicles. Don't sleep.
Yeah, I just kind of had generic ice cream sandwich as my number 5, but since Camille said Kemp's, I'll go with that because I don't really know the brands. 4, Twix ice cream bar. 3, a Culver's lemon ice cooler.
Okay.
Shit's is fire. Nope, too late. 2, I'm gonna go with the strawberry shortcake bar. And 1, I'm gonna go with Cop's butter pecan frozen custard.
You got old nigga.
I thought we was doing stuff out the fridge, bro. You coming with Cops and shit. Dairy Queen. That's all right.
Right.
That's all right. All right. So number 5.
Are they not frozen treats?
I was thinking things people could get anywhere, but I feel you on the Milwaukee.
I hear y'all.
I'm not mad at it.
Number 5. I got a
float, but I forgot.
Yeah, I wanted to put it in there, but I was like, that sounds like it might be cheating low key, even though I got ice cream.
It don't count. But that's why I got vanilla ice cream on my list. It's 4 root beer floats.
Exactly. So
and also vanilla cream soda floats.
Boom.
You know what I did make? So like there's like a pineapple and coconut juice, and then I put like some custard, some vanilla custard in there, and made kind of like a pina colada float type of situation.
Float type of situation.
That sounds too fruity. I don't like my ice cream to be fruity.
I'm allergic to coconut, so it's a wrap.
I mean, it don't taste like coconut. Like it just tastes like a pina colada. Well, mine was with sans alcohol, but like if you put some rum in it, like I'm sure it kind of set it off.
Pina colada.
If you like pina colada.
Anywho, that song is wild, by the way. Okay, go ahead, Tim.
That's the only part I know.
If you like,
that song is about him looking to cheat on his wife, and then he goes out and finds out that he's cheating on his wife with his wife because she was the ad in the paper the whole time.
Oh, for real?
Wait, what? What's that got to do with pina colada?
That's just part of what the ad said. Like she took out an ad in the newspaper, like if you like pina coladas, like, and he's reading it and he's saying like, yeah, like I do. And he's like, I know I'm married, but hey, I like pina coladas. When he goes out, it's his wife, and he's like, and I didn't know you like pina colada. Like it's like the song is wild. Listen to it. Just listen to it. It's wild.
Wait, sorry, detour really quick. Like I know none of us would cheat on our spouses, but hypothetically, like if you went like and cheated on your spouse and then you showed up and they were the one you was doing the cheat with, like how would you even react to that? Like how do you?
Because there's so many questions. You came to cheat, but then she took an ad out to cheat. So what's up?
And now y'all still found each other.
Right,
she took a whole ass ad out. So y'all
like, it's kind of like you,
with y'all dumb asses.
Right, like y'all soulmates for real. Like it just kind of solidifies it.
Right, like you just had a disconnect moment. Now you need to figure it back out again. Okay, sorry about that, Tim.
Can I do my list now?
Go ahead, sir.
Y'all done?
We done. But listen to that song.
Number 5, Italian ice lemon.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, I got Choco Taco. Love
gross.
Choco tacos. Love Choco Taco.
And that sounds like a euphemism.
I got the drumstick.
Yellow.
That does too.
Number 2, Sara Lee strawberry cheesecake.
Okay.
And number 1, I got lactate vanilla ice cream.
I'm with
that. That should save my life. I couldn't eat ice cream for so long. That's just a lactate. Like, you number 1. Fuck you mean? Hell yeah.
That's the list for this week. We hope y'all enjoyed it. Make sure that you join our Facebook group so that you can vote on which one of us had the best list. That's how we determine who the winner is week in and week out. So make sure that you vote. Ken is going to put the poll up within a few days by the weekend. So make sure you go to the Facebook group and look for that and vote.
Oh, yeah, shout out to the Elements. I went and hit the links with them Sunday, one of them days.
Oh, that's what's up.
Do all the driving range. We ain't hit the links yet.
That's what's
Trying
up.
to get my Tiger Woods on.
Tiger Woods.
And I've never gone golfing before, so that was the first for me.
Oh, that's what's up.
Oh, that was dope.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah. I can't shoot. I mean, I can't hit straight for shit, but like I was bombing it.
Yeah, that motherfucker curve.
Awesome.
Anywho,
said it at the same time.
Freaky dicky and shit.
If you would like to follow me on social media, you can catch me.
Wait a minute.
On Twitter, Instagram, PSN at Camille Monet, CAMILLEMONAE, because
your mom is fancy.
Thank you, sir.
Man, that wait a minute didn't even sound like a ad lib. That sounded like a cry for help. Oh, wait a minute. But at Bucksburner on Twitter.
That's all you get.
Yeah, damn right.
Everyday _gentleman on Instagram. KHarris216 on Twitter and Snapchat.
And it's your boy TIMKINZ, the number 3, aka Ass Ketchum, aka Mr. Give It To Me.
Whoa. Fuck him.
This baby. We'll see y'all next week. I holla. There we go.
Is that your phrase for the people this week?
I holla.
No.
Oh, Lord. All right. Bye, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.